Why, thank you.
Well, you're welcome. You really destroyed your dish there.
You know what?
It made a little pops.
Wait. Nope, never again. Hi, BookTube. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Rebecca. And today we have a book haul.
What the fuck is better than new books? Crack, maybe?
This one's specifically from Barnes & Noble. You'll notice Sarah has a bigger pile than me.
I buy more books. I read less books.
I buy more books when we're at like a thrift store or a used bookstore.
I'm a big spender. I like to throw money at books. I'll start Poems of the Irish People.
It's cute though.
It's so cute. And it's just a few little poems. So it actually has some poets you might recognize, like William Butler Yeats. It's got also some anonymous stuff, like more traditional old stuff. What I will say is I've already looked through some of these, and my initial impression, having already read some Celtic poetry, is that I don't like the translation very much.
Maybe you should have looked at that in the store.
But I bought it because it was so great. I also bought American Gods. I've read this before, and I'm on a reread, and I only had a digital copy, so I thought I should have a physical copy, and I am currently watching the television show, and I do like to do a bit of rereading. I like to have it fresh.
This mass market paperback is fucking gigantic.
Oh my god. So I just want to say, the first time that I ever read American Gods, I read a mass market paperback. It was like it was this size, and it was thinner.
I think this is like a special edition that has more. In the beginning, I think he says that there's stuff that was cut that is in here
anniversary edition. Mm-hmm. Oh fuck, why didn't I buy the short one? That's the one I've read. I have heard Neil Gaiman refer to this as author's preferred edition.
The director's cut version, I
guess. But do you think that's a good thing necessarily?
I don't know. Most of the time when I see a director's cut of a movie, I understand why
someone else edited it.
Yes. As I was going to film school for editing, and I'm usually like, yeah, buddy, there's a reason they cut this shit.
I did get American Gods for a reread. Apparently it's a bit more than a reread.
It's a beast.
It's a boosted reread with a little extra.
The first book I grabbed is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, which I don't feel like I need to describe or tell you what it's about. If I do, please go read To Kill a Mockingbird. Just read it. I read this probably my freshman year in high school. It's one of the few books I remember really enjoying that I had to read in high school. Not great when people force me to read. I love reading, but tell me I have to read a book, I'm just disconnected. But this, I still loved. I haven't read it since I was like 14. So I want to reread it. I want to own it.
I loved the movie.
Yes, we watched the movie in school too. The movie's
so good. So I bought, I'm going to seem like a weird poetry person.
That's the first one. No, you have American Gods in there. You spiced it up with five.
True. I mean, this isn't poetry. This is more like philosophy.
Yes.
So this is Henry David Thoreau, and I kind of like naturalists. And for those of you who don't know, Henry David Thoreau got rid of all of his possessions, built this weird cabin by Walden Pond, which is in Massachusetts. And he lived there for 2 years, and he just wrote about nature and about how we should all be closer to nature. It's kind of weird. I haven't read it in a while, which is why I bought it. I've not read Civil Disobedience. I have read Walden, but not in a long time.
The next book I got is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This has been filtering around a lot, and I've heard a lot about it, and the reviews are really good. It's science fiction, which I don't read a lot, but I want to read more of. From what I understand, it is about a dude. His name is Jason, and he's a family man, and he wakes up one day, and his family doesn't exist, and he's a person who made some breakthrough scientific discovery, and he doesn't know which world is real. Everything I know about it is super vague, and it seems like the type of book that's a good thing.
If I know I'm going to read a book and then people are like, oh, you should read this book, I'm kind of like, shut up.
I will. Just don't tell me anything about it. I hate when people tell you there's like a twist. Oh, I didn't see the ending coming. And you're like, well, now I freaking am waiting for a twist.
Yeah, now you're sitting there thinking of all the possible twists that could come.
I hate that shit.
And people say that it's only a twist if you aren't thinking about it. Don't tell somebody there's a twist. Don't ever say that. Some people are like so proud, and it makes me angry. They're like, I know this, and it's so exciting, and I've experienced this already. That's how it comes off.
People are dicks.
I hate people sometimes. I'm going to talk about another book that I bought.
Okay.
I bought Fingersmith because I like naughty names. It's actually because
It's Fingersmith.
it's Fingersmith.
That's what girls are made of. Sugar, spice, and Fingersmith. Another t-shirt, guys, so we keep track.
You are going to read this or have read this?
Yeah, I haven't read it. Own it. Haven't read it.
So I'd love to read it along with you. I've actually seen the movie The Handmaiden. Oh my god, it was beautiful.
I've heard that, yeah.
I don't even want to talk about it. I legally read some of the descriptions and it sounds like it's somewhat similar. And I'd really like to know how much of that beautiful story came from this novel. Whether or not it was, I'd just like to experience that with you and maybe talk about that movie together. Because
That'll be exciting.
there's so much to talk about. So many feelings, social views, all of that sort of thing.
We're gonna finger that Smith.
Yeah!
Yeah! That was so gross.
Ooh.
Splashing.
Oh, I've got a little splash.
Splish splash, I'm taking a bath.
Talk about another fucking book.
Hang on, let me finish this.
You're out of control.
I am in control. The next book I bought is Lilac Girls.
So tell me about Lilac Girls.
This is based on a real life story. It is about
Uplifting.
3 women, and it sounds like one of them is sent to a concentration camp for women. And then it says their stories cross continents as 2 of them strive to bring justice to those whom history has forgotten. So it sounds depressing. I like stories particularly about female relationships, whether they're romantic or friendship, mother-daughter. I just like seeing females getting along in books and supporting each other and loving each other and fighting for each other.
Yeah.
No matter what the setting. And the cover's pretty cute and they have lilacs and lilacs and just they're lilac girls.
So I also bought A Discovery of Witches.
By Deborah Harkness.
It's book 1 of the All Souls trilogy. At this particular Barnes & Noble that we went to, there was an employee recommendation section, and I already knew some of the books in the section, and they were books that I really like. So I picked up a few things, and one of them was A Discovery of Witches, which I believe you've already read.
No, I own it though.
Oh, it's about someone who's like descended from witches,
Has
and
witches
that's
in the
kind of
title?
like enough.
That's all I need to know, right? Library,
Romance?
vampires, witches, and romance. Come
Yeah.
on. These are like,
You
you're
could
getting
like
the words.
skim this and you get all the best words, and you're like, well, that's enough.
The last book I bought was Lab Girl by Hope Jarin. This is actually nonfiction about a geologist named Hope. She's telling her story about her being a scientist and being really into plants. And I love women in science, and she sounds pretty badass, and that's cool. I thought the cover was pretty cute. It's got the like...
Oh.
It's cute, right?
It reminds me of like rolling a joint.
Spent too much time in Southern California. We're just joint rolling hippies.
That's fun. So I bought a couple more things that were just fun. I might have a shopping problem. So I bought this because it was pretty. Ooh. It's like shiny, it's gold and silver. It's like silver on the inside. But all it is a collection of ghost stories. Gothic, chilling ghost short stories. Wait, fantasy? Did I read that wrong? Gothic fantasy, chilling ghost short story. Chilling ghost short stories. Before you know it, it's gonna be October.
It's gonna be the best month ever! It not being 100 fucking degrees outside.
It's starting to get chilly, you put on a jacket, you need a little blanket when you're reading. Yeah. Maybe you light a fire. This is a small step in my preparation. You need to get out the ghost stories. We need to start now. It does have a lot of authors that I recognize, such as Charles Dickens.
Who?
They're short stories. Pick up a little ghost story. The last thing I want to talk about, and I'm really excited to talk about this, I really like board games. I particularly like strategy-based ones, and I particularly like cooperative ones, because I hate losing. I'm okay with competition as long as I win. I saw this. Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle, a cooperative deck building game. This one, fantastic. You don't have to be too into board games, but you can learn the rules and it's not that bad. What I really like about this game, some board games I don't like to replay over and over again because it's like the same thing. This game is 7 games in one. And if you know Harry Potter, you know why it's 7 games. It goes through the 7 books.
That's so cool.
It is so cool. Your abilities change. There are different allies. And it's cooperative, so if you hate losing, it's okay. You lose together with your friends. And it gets more difficult as you go along. My husband and I played together, and it was not too difficult until about game 3, and by game 4, we were not winning every time. It starts off, especially if you're new to board games or new to deck building games, it starts off kind of simple, and it's totally cool. And if you're a little more experienced, it actually suggests that you jump to game 3, which is Prisoner of Azkaban. I impromptu bought this for like $40.
It's a risky purchase.
I saw it and I was in this daze of like, I'm in a bookstore and I love everything, and I just sort of like shoved it into my basket. It's great, honestly. Like, I know we usually talk about books, but if you're with your friends, take a gander into board games, and this is a fantastic place to start. Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle.
I think that's our book haul. Let us know if you've read some of these books, if you like them,
Yeah.
or if you hated them, and we're gonna have to choke it down.
Let us know if you hate spoilers as much as we do.
Fuck spoilers and the people who
so much.
Whoa.
Stab them. Just stab them. The people who are... Alright.
Slap them.
Alright, slap them. That's fine.
T-Hags is not endorsed slapping people in the face.
Or stabbing anybody.
Or stabbing anybody. Unless they really deserve it.
So that was our book haul. Join us again next time when we talk about something else.